Okay, sweet. Well, I'm super excited to be here with Mike Carlucci, right?
Yes.
Okay, Mike, you're a 17-year-old from New Jersey, place of my birth. Been following Mike now on Twitter, Instagram for a little while now. Just been so inspired with like what you've been doing, like with the reselling and
Thank you.
yeah, dude. I'm just like what I'm really blown away by is just like you're 17 years old and you're doing so much more than what I was doing at 17.
Yeah. The truth is, it all started with me watching Gary Vee, and then I got into all of that, and then I was so interested in like making content and stuff like that, and then he basically gave me a foundation. You know what I'm saying? So I saw that he was flipping things, and then I fell in love with that, and I recently got into like sports cards and stuff like that. But like the content thing, I absolutely love it. You know what I'm saying? I love posting 50 to 70 times every single day. Basically, I'll just like wake up, make a tweet, post it on Instagram, post it on LinkedIn, post it on Twitter, all that stuff.
Uh, well, it's funny because I remember when Gary Vee came out with the Gary Vee challenge, and I saw you
Yeah.
tweeted like, "Hey, we're going. I'm just going to kill you guys." And at first, I was like, "Man, I can probably beat this kid." But I was like, "Nah." After a couple of days, I was like, "Nah, this kid's going. He's just kicking my butt."
Yeah. The 64 in a day thing, that's what really started me making content.
Yeah, dude, that was a sweet deck.
Yeah, did
Like,
you watch it or read it?
dude, I probably read it like once a week just
Oh,
to
really?
just to refresh. Yeah,
Yeah.
because what I do at work is actually marketing, and so I've been trying to use that deck to help with that company.
Oh, cool. Yeah, of course. It's amazing. I've seen amazing results with that thing, like especially on TikTok. Are you on TikTok yet?
I'm on TikTok. I don't post nearly as much as you do. I'm probably like 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah, I
But
mean, TikTok has so much organic reach on it. No, it really does. It's an amazing platform. You could post one time as your first video and it could get a million views. I don't know how the algorithm or whatever works, but like it's crazy.
yeah, well, actually, staying on that topic real quick, because I saw an Instagram post you did like I don't know, like 3 or 4 days ago, where you were talking about you just started on TikTok what like 3 months ago, and now you already have over 34,000 followers.
Yeah, I just posted, and the first video that actually got attention for me was when I, I'm not proud of this, but I talked about how I bought counterfeit Funko Pops from Alibaba and I
I saw
sold
that
them
one.
for $45 a piece, and I'm not proud of it, but it worked, so I had to document it. And then I made another video of me walking up to a sewer. Did you see this one or no? And
I don't think I saw
yeah,
this one.
yeah. So I walked up to a sewer and I was like acting like the clown Pennywise was in there from that movie. And it got 860,000 views for some. I don't even know. It's not even related to what I talk about, but it just took off from there, and it continues to grow.
Let's go. So how often do you post on TikTok?
I try to get 3 to 5 times a day at least. I would have loved to post that like 10 times a day. That would be amazing, because like every post on TikTok is treated the same. You could post 10 videos on there or 700 videos on there, and they all have the potential to get the same reach as each other.
So then, with your videos, are you like mostly documenting? Are you like just thinking of ideas and saying, "Hey, I should do this," or what? Like, what are you doing with those videos?
Um, I
Just posting
I
35.
basically just I do things and then I'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I like go to Marshalls or something like that, I'll record myself. Be like, yo, I just got these shoes. They're going for like $70 on eBay. They're $30 here, and I'll post it on TikTok. And then I'll talk about it on my Instagram story. I'll talk about it on Twitter and to LinkedIn.
Okay, so like just basically, it's almost like I guess it's more like documenting. Then you're not overthinking it. You're just doing it.
Yeah. I definitely don't want to talk about things that I don't know because I've noticed that I used to be extremely egotistical when I was posting about like fitness. Because yeah, by the way, I used to have a fitness account. I was big on it, huge on it, and I was posting a lot of content on there on my Instagram story, and I was trying to educate people on fitness. Meanwhile, there's people that have been doing it for like 25 years. They're like, "This is not right. Don't do this. You're a beginner." And like I don't care about their opinions, but they're kind of right. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Uh-huh.
have to do something before you like talk about it a lot. I was talking about things that I didn't even know. So yeah,
Well, yeah, it's funny because I remember I got big into like personal development, I don't
Mhm.
know, like 3 or 4 years ago. And
Yeah.
I started doing the same thing. Like it's like I read something, then I started talking about it, but I had no idea what I was actually talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would literally read a book. Like I would take the things out of a book and post it on my Instagram story like it was mine. I would honestly go back and slap myself.
Oh gosh, that's funny. So real quick, we kind of been talking, but let's take a step back real quick. I guess for people who don't know you, like, could you maybe introduce yourself? You know, what you're up to, like, what's going on, man?
Yeah, so my name is Mike Carlucci, and I am an F student. I am horrible at school, and I absolutely hate it. And I got into reselling and stuff like that, and I plan on starting a business eventually. I'm just learning about things. I'm posting a lot of content, really trying to build my personal brand. And there's not really much to talk about with me yet because I'm only 17 years old, and I've only been doing this stuff for like 7 months. But on the other hand, I'm putting a lot of work in. I try to work like all day. I've become obsessed with like putting in work on eBay and stuff like that. I don't even watch many videos. Sometimes I'll watch some videos, but like I'm really just like reading about things, trying to understand everything that's going on with like eBay and especially like content. I think just because I've become so obsessed with putting out content, I don't know, like I just it's been working a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
basically what I do. I'm not anything special yet, but like I came from the fitness industry and then I moved on over to this because I realized that I kind of like this a little bit better. And you know, like when I first started posting content when I started my fitness page, it was during like my freshman year of high school. So I started posting and I was extremely insecure about it. I was the first kid that ever in my school actually started an Instagram page around what I was passionate about. So whenever someone would actually follow me on Instagram, I would block them immediately if they were from my school. I was trying to build a following of people from like, you know, other states and stuff like that. But eventually over time, I just realized that they have their own problems. It doesn't really matter. And then it just kind of built up from there. I kept posting and posting and posting. And then it got to a point where I could just like post whatever I wanted. And now, you know, I post 50 to 70 times a day. And I'll talk about that one summer. Last summer, I would stay up for, yeah, it took me about 15 hours a day to make one piece of content. That's what I was doing. I was trying to put out one piece of high quality content on Instagram every single day. I couldn't make a tweet. I could barely make an Instagram story because I was so like caught up in making one piece of high quality content, and it kind of like screwed me up. I had like a mental breakdown after doing that every single day. It kind of like messed up my entire like summer vacation because I was so obsessed with it, and I wasn't like looking into even like making money and stuff like that. I was so obsessed with getting one piece of content out, and it screwed up a lot of things. But it was a huge learning experience, definitely, because now like I definitely made improvements. But yeah, I hope that gives a good story of who I am.
Yeah, perfect. And you know, it's funny you should say like the last summer you were spending all this time creating content because that's also been kind of my issue a little bit because I come from more of a like a film student background.
Mhm.
And so I mean, when it comes to like making movies, that kind of stuff, it's like everything is like planned out and you know, it has to be as perfect as possible. And so that's been kind of a struggle for me, like just trying to I guess more just put out content, not overthinking it, not worrying about
Yeah,
the lighting, not worrying about, you know, if the hair and makeup or whatever is all good.
yeah. I feel you. But you will literally like a piece of content is like if you just think of something and then you post it on Twitter, and then like I didn't realize this at first, but you can literally screenshot the tweet and make it an Instagram post. And then what I'll do is I'll post that on my story 2 times to advertise it. So that's 4 pieces of content right there. And then it goes on to LinkedIn. And then what I'll do is I'll make a TikTok that's contextual to that, and I'll make it contextual to TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So like
Uh-huh.
that one tweet like goes a long way. And then I'll not really do it again, but then I'll go into like Canva, the app that I edit on, like my little memes and my little cartoons and stuff like that. I'll make a little cartoon and I'll post that on Instagram. I'll make it a tweet and that kind of stuff. It kind of just expands.
That's actually really smart because then you're getting like 10, 15 plus piece of content from basically one thought.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes I will actually like sit there for like like 20 minutes thinking of something to put out. It gets hard a little bit to actually put out like content, this much content every single day. But I'm sure that since I made improvements like that since the summer, that I will make improvements from here, and I will be able to put out content without thinking about it that much.
Well, I mean, just from, I guess, from the perspective of like one of your followers on social media, like I can say that your content I can tell it's improved. Like it's become more and more valuable for me personally.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So going back to flipping, so you say you got started when you saw Gary Vee video.
Mhm.
So did you get started mostly just to try and make some extra money, just to try it out? You thought it'd be
Well,
fun, like
well, well. Before I found out about Gary Vee himself, I was scared, genuinely scared, that I was not going to be able to like do anything after school, and I was going to be a complete failure and stuff like that. So when I found about when I found out about like eBay, I didn't even know what eBay was at the time. Like I had no idea. But when I found out about like eBay and stuff like that, and that you can actually buy things and sell them on eBay, and that like thrift shops give away things for $2, that was absolutely like insane to me. So it kind of just gave me a new perspective on life. And, Gary Vee in general just like completely dominated the school system in my eyes. So, yeah.
that's sweet. So what was the first thing you ever flipped?
It was I didn't flip it, but my first things were flipped.
Sorry, can you repeat that? You cut out for a sec.
Yeah, the first thing that I ever sold or the first thing I ever flipped.
Let's go. First thing you ever sold, actually made money on.
Okay, yeah, it was well, I bought them a pair of Gucci flip flops. First thing that I ever sold on eBay. It was the worst listing ever. I posted it on eBay, and then so 2 days later, they're like these beat up Gucci flip flops. I paid $200 for them, and I sold them for $60 on eBay. I was like, oh my god, this stuff works. I was freaking out. And then 2 days later, after that sold, I posted a pair of Air Jordan Retro One blue royal shoes, and they sold after like a day. And I was like, oh my god, I got to start doing this more. For like $90. I'm like, this is crazy.
That's cool, man. So I mean, you kind of already touched on it, but I guess why do you flip? Like, why do you resell online?
Because I'm trying to. I think that like understanding all of these things is really gonna take me far, because like just like the things that you learn, like negotiation, all of that stuff. I can't really speak on it much because I've only been doing this stuff for like 7 months. But I know that it's gonna teach me a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be able to use that for like buying and sell, like building a real business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool, man. So do you have any? And I mean, if you don't want to share right now, that's cool. But do you have any like businesses in mind, like for a future? Any projects you have
Um,
in mind?
Well, I actually just took my eBay store to. I don't know of any like real companies there. I'm sorry, but I actually just took my eBay store to the next level by posting content around that. And it sounds weird, and I don't know. Like what I'm doing is I'm reviewing all of the products, but I'm not actually asking them to buy it. I'm creating content like I do on my personal brand, but that kind of stuff. And I haven't seen anybody else really do that. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else is creating content around their eBay store like that. I put my eBay store on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, and YouTube, and I started posting. So I'll keep like my entire fan base or whatever, my supporters updated on that, and see if it works.
Okay, so do you mean like when you say that, do you mean like you're like talking about what products you have, or like what can you
Yeah,
elaborate a
what
little more?
product? I'm talking about like the products that I have listed. Like I'm saying what I like about the products, what I don't like about the products, all of that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, so like I feel like someone on TikTok will like, if I posted that Funko Pop today, Imagine Vegeta or some, I don't know what it is, but I posted that on TikTok, and what I'm hoping will happen is someone will be like, "Yo, that's so cool! I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. I want that," and I'll be like, "It's on my eBay account." So
Gotcha, dude. That's actually pretty sweet. I might steal that from you.
yeah, go for it.
Cool, man. So, well, how much time do you think you're putting in like on a weekly basis in reselling?
There's I don't go out, so like this is all I'm doing. I don't know. I feel like it's not bad how obsessed I've become, but like it's probably gonna play out in the long term. But I put a lot of work in. I do. So I will admit that sometimes I will waste a lot of time just like on things for like a specific like a long period of time, like an hour of just like looking at a video or scrolling through TikTok or something, which I'm trying to put a stop to because it's very counterproductive in my opinion. Like last night, I was watching the Conor McGregor and Cowboy fight, and that was fine. Like I beat myself up all the time for taking some time off, and that just kind of felt good. And now I'm like back on track.
All right, cool. So question. So if someone came up to you today and asked, "Hey, I want to get into reselling. I seen your videos. What advice would you give them on how to start reselling today?"
Flip things in your like not flip, but sell things in your house, like the Supremes and the Gucci or whatever, because you don't really need that stuff. They're not necessities. You could use that money that you get from that to start reselling whatever you want, like sports cards, shoes, clothes, whatever. It's basically it. Just use up those 50 free listings that eBay gives you. By free, I mean there's no insertion fee, there's no final value fee, there's only a PayPal transaction fee, which means that you only get like the fee after someone buys it.
Sweet. So, dude, I mean, you kind of said, you got some things in mind, or maybe you don't have anything really in mind at the moment, but where do you see yourself in maybe 5 to 10 years?
I'm gonna be doing. I'm just gonna have scaled what I have now. Basically, I think that's what's gonna happen. I think that I'm gonna start taking Amazon much more seriously. I don't think that I'm taking Amazon seriously enough because I take eBay more serious than Amazon. Meanwhile, there's so many more customers to be reached on Amazon, and whenever I list something on Amazon, it sells within hours to a day. Literally, like this Oculus Rift, I bought because this reselling group that I'm in, they told me to buy it for 400, and it flipped for $700 within like a day. But it was also a product that was in high demand. So I don't know if every Amazon product is like that, but I also listed a bunch of books on Amazon FBA, and every single one of them sold. So yeah,
So what platforms are you on for reselling?
for resale, I'm on eBay, obviously. I'm on Grailed. I'm on Poshmark. I'm on Mercari. Actually, I just got banned on Mercari because I didn't know that you're not allowed to put pre-ordered products on there. So I pre-ordered things, and then some bot messaged me and he goes, "Yo, I want to buy this," and then he like reported my account or whatever, and then I got banned. So that sucks. I got to create a new account. And what else? What else? I'm on Amazon, and I can't really remember any other ones. StockX, I do that sometimes. Godap is a good one. I sold a pair of shoes on there. Yeah, that's basically it.
So as of right now, eBay's your favorite?
Yeah, definitely, because there's 168 million people on it, and it's the easiest thing ever. You know what I mean? Like easy, literally easy to list on there. Like it's crazy how eBay advertises for you, and it has 168 million people on it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's so funny because before I actually got into reselling, I don't know why, maybe because of how big Amazon has gotten, I thought that eBay got shut down or something. I didn't even realize it still existed.
Really?
Yeah,
Why
because last
you
time I
saw on
used
Amazon?
eBay, up until
Use
like a few
Amazon?
months ago, like last time I'd used eBay, I think I was 17.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh wow, that's crazy. How old are you now, by the way?
28.
Oh really?
Yeah. All right, well, last question I got for you. So, what's been your best flip so far?
My best flip. I can't really say that I've had an extremely big flip. A lot of people ask me this. I haven't. Like I've been doing this for 7 months. I haven't gotten that gem yet. I haven't gotten that that $2 flip that turns into like $1,000. That hasn't happened yet. I thought I did one time. I bought this silver reset for $75, and I thought that it was going to resell for $7,500, but it turned into a huge like a horrible situation because I sold it for $900. It definitely did not sell for $7,500, but I was a noob at this point, and I just shipped this thing out to this guy for $950. He messages me and he goes, "This is not sterling silver. This is community plate." I'm like, "What's that?" And then it turned into a horrible situation. That was my only bad review on eBay. And he sent the thing back. I opened up the package and the entire thing is messed up. He got so mad. I don't know. It's still sitting in my garage. But in terms of like big flips and stuff, I guess a really good flip that I can give you was the Target cards, Fortnite cards. I walked into Target and you could get these things for free. They're not there anymore, but they end on like February. If you still have them, then they're worth like $20 still. But you could literally walk into Target and get these things for free by asking the guy at the electronics section, and he'll give you like 7 of them. And you could just go back and go back and go back, and these things would sell within 5 minutes.
Oh wow.
It's crazy. Yeah, but the thing with those things, I I got like I think 20 of them one time from this guy at the electronics section. He was like, "Yo, you're gonna get me fired." He like slid them to me like low key, and then I took them and I listed them on eBay. But what I did not know was there's so many scammers on these cards. Okay, so I listed these cards for $75 a piece because that's what people said that they were selling for. But the thing was, if somebody buys all of them, that means that they're a scammer. Accounts were actually getting hacked. Okay. So since this person was a scammer, he bought all of the 20 cards for $1,000. I'm like, oh my God. So I sent all of them to the guy, and then from PayPal saying this transaction was not authorized or whatever, and then I lost all of the money and all of the cards. So that kind of sucked. But I did make profit off of those cards.
Hey man, so actually this is probably gonna be the last question. So after doing this now for like 7 months, I'm just curious, do you like walk around and just like kind of see money everywhere now?
What do you mean? Well, I think about it in that way. Like if I go to a store or if I like go to the mall or something, I'm looking at what everybody's wearing. I'm looking if I could like get a flip. It's all I think about now. Like I don't know. I can't get out of that mentality. Like I used to think about things the same way that everybody else thinks about things. Like Adidas, that's cool. But I know that Adidas making that stuff for $2 in China. So I could get that stuff in China for $2. Like I'm not buying that. So that's
Yeah.
how I think about everything now.
Yeah, because I mean that's the way that I've been seeing things now. It's like I go to a store, I'm like, huh, I wonder how much that'll be worth on eBay. Or like I see something out that someone's throwing away, I'm like, you probably could have made some money off of that. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
well, cool, Mike. Dude, this has been really great. So glad to be able
Yeah,
to
this is
finally
awesome.
connect. For those of
Yeah,
you, again, looking to get into the reselling game or just want to follow like a really cool 17-year-old, I'll make sure to put all of Mike's accounts up so you can follow him. And honestly, like he makes some great content.
thank you, man.